Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now, as you know, I've got a couple of channels here, and I've recently started in with the playing around with drones and wanting to do some things commercially for the channels that we have. We have the Florida Homestead channel, where we're showing how we're building a homestead on 14 acres of land. So I decided to go get my part 107 because I can't put it on YouTube and I don't want to take a chance of getting a $100,000 fine. So, like an idiot, and I do mean like an idiot, I signed up for the test last Saturday and started studying on Sunday and decided to take the test on today, which is Thursday. So I decided to go through all the YouTube things, and I'm going to tell you, instead of dragging it out like 15 billion other people that have gone through this test has done, and just lay it to you thick and let you know exactly what you need to do and where I had success and where there was absolute failure. First thing, I watched the Tony Northrup. It's dated. It doesn't even give you a foundation. It's not very good. If you want something to give you a good foundation so you can take this test, because you have to have the basics, and that is going to be Better Be Roll. He goes through 120 questions and he explains it perfectly instead of trying to sell you a photography book or anything else and brag about what he's written tests for. All right, this guy just sits there, goes over each question. The ones that he didn't know, he tried to answer the best he could, and I felt I got something out of that. Then I decided to try all these practice tests. I watched the B-roll a couple of times to make sure I got the foundation of it all, and I started doing there was this one Pilot Institute, and they were Mickey Mouse questions, I guess, because all they want from you is for you to give them another $170 after you already paid for $170 for to take the test. They want $170 for you to enroll in their course, and that's all it really comes down to. And a lot of these guys, like Gary the Drone Wizard, where you tried listening to him, but every 4 minutes he was telling you, hey, make sure you give me $32 and I'll give you my 250 questions. So while you're trying to study, it's just breaking it up, and it just becomes a bunch of things where people want money. Now, I'm going to say the one that really wanted, would have liked you to sign up for the practice courses and everything, the Drone Coach. I think they did a very good job. And there was another individual who was telling about his experience and hit home with me when he said, listen, that practice guide from the FAA, get it, learn it, here's the things that you need to pull from it. So I printed it out, I binded it, and I really read through it twice, and then I took more of the practice test, and I really felt comfortable because I was scoring 90 in the 90s and so forth and so on, until I went to King's School. And they basically say, we're going to give you actual questions from the test. I went, oh, this is fantastic. So I signed up, and and this was last night, and I did the practice test. Okay, 60 questions. I wanted to see where I was at. Or was this another one where they just give you Mickey Mouse questions? The same old from about 5 years ago. And it was all questions I hadn't seen. I didn't realize how much weather was going to be on that test. And this King's School, FAA King's School, I'm telling you, go get it, because last night I had a panic attack when I got a 61 on my first test, a 63 on the second time I did it, thinking that, I mustn't have been paying attention. I was getting 90s on all these cupcake tests, and they were saying, hey, no, these are fine. Come join our class and this, that, and the other, and so forth and so on. We guarantee you'll pass. Well, if you're giving out cupcake questions, well, guess what? You're not going to pass. They want you to pay the money. But this King's course, this King's School, which offers for $49, you can get whatever you want. I didn't pay for it. I did their practice test. You can do it in intervals. You could do it in 10 questions, 30 questions, or the 60 questions. Well, I started just churning that out, and they kept on giving me different questions. And I was like, oh my God, this is where I'm weak at. This is where I'm really strong at. And you were able to see all the answers. And boy, did that save my life. Because there is no way I would have passed this test if it wasn't for that King's School practice test. And going over that and I can't stress how important, because when I was looking at these questions, I'm going, there's no way that these questions are going to be on the test. And I went back to that study guide. And you don't realize how important that study guide is. Go through it, read it, because a majority of the questions are there. They're right there, right in front of you. Right in front of you. And then go to this King's School, take that test, and if you can master the 60 questions, which eventually I did, I woke up in the morning and I wasn't feeling too confident. I was able to do a lot better, and I was passing on the King's School test, and I felt comfortable reading through everything. And I went at 8:30 this morning because it was too late to cancel the test to stretch it out a few days. And I took that test and I passed. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I want you to hear me. The way that you do this is, number one, I have a hard time reading stuff. But if it wasn't for that King's School, I saw at least 15, 16 questions that I had trouble with that I figured out last night on that test. And that saved my life. That saved me, and now I got my Part 107. And I did it in 4 days. But I don't suggest it, but it can be done. But here's the basis. Better B-roll. Watch those 250 questions. Watch it twice. It's a 2.5 hour video. It's worth putting the 5 hours into. Okay? Watch it. Then read the study guide. Go back, watch it again. Go back, read the study guide. And during the whole time, take that practice test from King's School. They give you the whole 250 questions for $49, which I didn't pay for. They were nice enough where they just have a drop down thing where you can just take it over and over. And you could take it in 30, like I said, or 10 or 60 questions. And, I did a bunch of the 60 questions last night. And then this morning, I couldn't sleep because I said, oh God, I'm going to fail this thing. And I took a bunch of tests at 10 questions a piece. So I wasn't stretching my mind out or wearing myself out. And I felt really, I was answering everything. I still wasn't confident. I went in, and the guy next to me, I heard him, and he was there, and this poor guy, I felt so bad for him. He was talking to himself and everything. Of course, it's distracting me from the test, and I'm already in panic mode. But when I went out, and I went to the lady, and I said, oh man, I don't think I did too good. She goes, no, you passed. I go, how about the guy next to me? No, you didn't. So it really comes down to just having a good foundation, better B-roll, reading that. The FAA gives you a study guide with everything you need in it. They're going to change some of the wording a bit, but if you have that foundation and you read that, you're going to be all right. And then go to that practice test, because they may change the wording at the test, but you understand, and they explain all the questions that you get wrong. And King's School did a fantastic job. I wouldn't have got through it without all three of those fantastic things. And the other thing is, I forgot the guy's name. He took the test. He failed the first time, then he passed. But he said that the way he did it was really breaking down and making it, and he said that study guide was important. I wish I could give him credit, because that's what really pushed me to that study guide, and I ended up passing with flying colors. First shot, first time, 4 days, and done. Whew. All right, now Get ready for some drone footage on these channels. We're going to be showing our property, and then, which is the main reason I wanted the license, so I can show you all the footage of the bear and the deer from above, and our property and things like that. This is just going to be a lot of fun from this point on, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm just happy I passed. And again, better B-roll, King School, okay. And then make sure you study that study guide, and you'll be fine. Trust me. If I can pass it, and I'm not good at passing tests, you guys can pass it. Good luck out there. I hope this helps. But I'm telling you right now, if you do what I say, you're going to be all right. And you take a little bit more time than I did. 4 days was kind of putting the gun to the head. All right, everybody. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.